Hi everyone! So I recently showed you all some items that Stamps by Me had sent over for review, and I showed you this bundle. It's called Perfect Bloom. It's stencils and dies, along with some other items. So I'll link them all in the description box. These were sent free of charge from my review. Of course, all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchased items to those links. So thank you for using those if you would like. Possibly there's going to be a little like shopping bag right here that you can also just check on for more info there. So yeah, they had sent these over, and excuse me. So in that first video, I showed you everything. That's why it's open, and kind of I went through it right quickly. But today we're going to try it out. So Tony is the owner there of Stamps by Me, and she does have a YouTube channel where she does a live every Monday. I'll link her channel in the description box. You can also pop over there and check it out. Lots of people show up, and she, talks about the crafting, and we'll show you some crafting and things like that. So you definitely want to check it out. And as I've said before, she's just a lovely person and really fun to watch. So check her out. So the stencils, I don't know if I opened them up last time. I think I just showed them right quick, but we have so tongue-tied today. So we have these beautiful blooms. I mean, look at that. And then the accent after you do this first one, if you are going to order, whenever I stencil light to dark, because whatever you're layering over should be darker, because if you go dark and then light, the light color's not going to show up, right? If you redid a whole background of like a dark color. So light to dark, so you have that, you have this accent, a smaller accent, an even smaller accent, and then some of the, buds here have like little accents to them. And then the last two are the greenery, it looks like. So even like the little portion behind the bud, it looks really gorgeous. And then another accent to your greenery there. And then the die itself is a good size. I don't know if on the packaging it tells you the sizing, but I always measure things for you anyway. So we have these two dies, the outline die, or a die that helps you make like a shaped card, and then the kind of like a silhouette outline die, right? So this big guy will make something, I'm just going metal to metal. It's just over 6.5. I'm trying to see the widest point here for you guys, for your machines. It's about 5 1/8, I would say, in the other direction. So nice size card. And then this beautiful outline that you can pair up over your stenciled item. So again, this is on top of a card. You can make a shape card with it. She has a QR code there that you can check out more info on this specific set. So cute. Look at the little buttons, the little buds. So what I'm going to do is grab some papers. We'll probably make a shaped card today. So I'm going to grab paper for that. I'm going to stencil on some white paper possibly, and then we'll overlay this on top of that when we get there. So I will be right back. This is a larger kind of die. Now we can make our card base basically open out. So I mean, that'd be fine if you want it to hinge this way. And that way you'll need a piece of paper that's, let me do some rough math here. Let's say 5 1/4, just so you have that whole thing. So 10.5 by roughly, 7 inches, let's say, just so you have some extra. So 10.5 by 7, and you would score it at 5 1/4. Put it on the fold and run it through. So if you don't have larger paper than your standard A2 size, that would be great for this one. I'm going to make it stand up, so I need my paper to be longer. So I have a 12-inch square paper here that I'm going to cut down to, well, it's already 12 in one direction, probably 6 inches in the other, just so I have plenty of room. Oh, this way. So 12 by 6. Again, that's a little extra. And then I'm going to score it at 6 inches, which is still going to give me extra, but it just depends where you want to hinge it. So at 6 inches on the 12-inch side, I'm going to give it a score. And I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half. This is textured card, so I'm not going to use that for my stencil. I guess I could if I turned it over on the side that's a little bit less textured, right, when you have that linen weave. But I'll probably just use another piece of cardstock. So this guy, we're going to turn it over, obviously the cutting edge down towards your paper. And you basically want to cut off this top part now. You see, this was a full 12 inches, and it's already, just there, right? So this is about where I would want it to be anyway, so I can flap it open. And it's just down at the bottom. And that's just how it worked out. So again, I'll just put that in the center. I do have some extra left to right, which is what I had mentioned. But go ahead and run that through your die cutting machine. And this is the edge where it was scored and folded, okay? So on the fold. You don't want that to cut away, basically. I mean, you can bring it down a little bit, but again, it runs out of paper here, so that's why I left it where it's at. But you just want to make a hinge. So I'll be right back. So I have that. And I'll carefully remove this. and this, and we'll have a shaped card base. Okay, so you have the shape on the edge, open it up, good to go, right? So we have that. I'm going to take this die just by itself and run it through just a white piece of cardstock. So I always try to save my paper as much as I can because I'm sure on this side I can still make like an A2 size card base. So I'm going to cut it close to this and just run that through. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is just what I did. You do not have to cut it out. And you might want to do your stenciling first and then cut it, whatever it is that you prefer to do. But I already have this, and this is what I'm going to stencil on. So I'll put this down, and let's bring over, oopsie, my, just a mat just in case, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to focus just here. I don't know that I'll get ink anywhere else, but there we go. And we will start with number 1. And it does have registration marks, but since I already cut this down, I'm just going to pay attention to where I think it just fits the best, right? Where it sandwiches in here nicest, or nestles in here, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Maybe it's lunchtime, I don't know. Let's see here. I mean, that looks good to me. So that's where I'm going to go, and then the next ones I'm just going to go off of that. Again, you didn't have to cut it down yet. I will say there is a little bit of greenery on this, you know, like the stem here. I'll close up just a little bit for you guys. And, you know, there's inspo here. I love pinks, I'll probably do pinks. Maybe the darkest one I'll do a different, you know, color, I don't know. But for now, I have this quad of pinks, so we're gonna start with that one. So again, light to darkest, and let me see, okay. Oh, perfect. I wanted to grab something that I could do like the larger areas, but then also kind of hit the little green areas. So that, and then I need some greenery. And with this greenery, I don't think it matters if I want to do dark green there or a light green. There's like a little bit of something on this one. You know, I don't think you're going to accent later with a lighter color, but who knows? Or like a darker color, so whatever you like. So I'm going to start with the light pink. All in here. Some of these areas are going to be gone over a couple of times. Our little dot here, of course. Little dot, dot, dot. So cute. And I think that's good. And then I'll take this green. I'll do like a medium color green. Again, I'm not sure if we're going to go over those same spots again or not, but let's get this guy. Oopsie, dipped into the wrong thing. This guy and this right here. Okay, that was number 1. Let me grab number 2, and I'm going to get a different type of, there we go, sticky to help me. Okay, so that was number 1. Number 2. Now let's say you didn't want to use the die and you don't mind how this is going, or I guess you can use the die and turn it over, but I don't really like the way the rough cut side looks. But you can definitely turn this if that works for your project better, that the image should be reversed. Just do them all reversed and they'll be facing a different direction if that helps you out. Now when I line this up, I'm just looking at my flowers. I can see it's almost the same as what we just did, like literally just like perfectly on there. But I'm just going to lay it down the way I think it's supposed to look. It's kind of covering some areas, but still kind of touching others. Let's see. Again, I didn't use the registration marks, so I'm just kind of going for it on this one. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm just going to put some tape right there and here. And let's go to our next pink, which I think is this one. Next darkest color, buds, buds. Really get in here and make sure you're really getting through. You can see some areas are smaller. You know, if you want to use the brush kind, that'd be good because there are some small areas, or just really focus on them so you can get through there. Again, I think that's some greenery right there, so I'll come back in there with some greenery in just a moment. Just really getting in there. Okay, and then the two buds down here. Okay, and that one little piece of green, I'm going to go ahead and just do the same as before. Okay, so I have that one. Look at that, gorgeous. Number 3 doesn't have any greenery, but it does have accent pieces for our flowers here. Again, when you line it up, some of them are just lined back up exactly the same. See my little buds? That looks good. And let's go with our third. I think I'm going to go into this berry color. It's a little kind of purpley red. And then I think the last one's going to be very dark, so let's go over that guy. All of our little buttons. Okay. And I'm just going for it because this one doesn't have any greenery on it. Again, trying to really get in there. Some of them are a little smaller up there, and this one's going to be even tighter. So I'm really trying to get that in there. There's one little accent one right there. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, so pretty. Just the precision is amazing. I said maybe I'll do a purple in the last one, but maybe I should do like a red. We'll see. Okay, so then we have these guys. This is going to have little dots accents, so that'll be a little bit different. I'm just lining up, again, this edge here. And those look good. The little dots are going to be cute. So the little dot accents look like they're going to be right on top of, let me show you, the last one. So honestly, it could be also the dark color. It's just these little dots right there that you see. Super cute. So let me cover this up. And I'm going to grab this deep kind of red color. Why not? And even as you're layering up some of the same colors on top of each other, like a light color on top of each other, it's just building up more color in those areas. It's really interesting the way she puts together her stencils. So this is a really kind of bright red. Get right into these little areas. So the color's getting richer and richer, even if you think you're only working with one color. Really, you're overlapping the last few layers a few times, so the color really just saturates and pops. There we go. And right in here. So cute. Let's see how pretty. And just that depth. I mean, it's just that little bit that we're adding right there. Look how pretty those are. Okay, let's see. Next one is number 5, and then 6, and we have greenery. So I'm looking at the little buds at this point, kind of where the edges are and all that, just to make sure I'm where I am. They don't really lay right on the little bud, it's just a little bit past that. And I can see that this greenery has a little stick from before. This one does overlap a little bit from what we had laid down earlier. Maybe this one's go like that. Okay, and I'm just going to still use this guy even though it's kind of on the smaller side. Let me see, there's 2 greeneries, so I'm going to go, why not, very light, and then the last one can be the darkest, so I'm just going to dip in here. Obviously there's still some green on this from the last times I've used it, so it might be darker than you think. Just go in here. And I like my stenciling to look like stenciling, so sometimes it's very loose, sometimes it's very much filled in, but see how I just kind of leave it with a variation of color. I'm okay with that. That's what I'm looking for when I do my stenciling. Pretty. Oh my gosh. And then the last one, we'll go in with our darkest green. And cute. Okay, so I can line it up perfectly with like this one. That's where I'm looking at. Some of them are going to line right up over what you just did, and some of them are going to be like accents. So, just that's how I'm lining this up, just making sure I have it on there pretty well. And it's going to be really nice. Maybe a little more that way. Okay, looks good. And let's go with like this parsley color. So if you do it this way and then you die cut it, then do it that way and then die cut it. So that's easy. I could die cut it first and now I'm coming in, but however you like to do that, go for it. Oh, there's a little tiny dot right there I can see. There we go. Alright. Making sure I hit everything there. Beautiful. Look at that. The little buds are so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to clean up, wash off my stencils, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have this gorgeousness. Now, this is just going to go on top of our card base. And it looks beautiful just like that. I mean, if you don't want to use a stencil, not stencil, the die, you have all that going. Look at that. So pretty. I'm going to run this through some gold paper. Why not? Is that big enough? Oh, I just missed it. Look at that. It just sticks out right there. Hi guys, so you can see me there real well. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this on here. Maybe we'll run it this way. And cut this guy out, okay? I'll be right back. So this guy is quite detailed. Let's check it out. When you have a die like that, always look in the back and see that you've cut all the way through. And if you still see like a little bit of white paper, it doesn't look quite all the way through, run it again, okay? So you always want to really make sure everything is cut. Try to clean out as much as I can while it's still in the die, if it didn't completely just fall out when you're done. And then everything else will go that. It was like intact, I don't know if you saw that. But the rest of it you can just get going once it's out, but that helps because you can really give it a really good scrub without too much. Oh my gosh, look at that, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go through and see if there's any other little pieces that are still in here, but it really only looks like this guy. That little area there. But I'll be right back. Yep, I think that's it. Okay, so I am just going to put glue on the back of this like I normally do. I'm just going to go through the large areas and then put some glue on the back of my hand like I like to do, and then lay that down. You definitely have like those glue dot papers, whatever it is that helps you. Xyron, you know. I don't want too much glue because it's that gold paper and I really don't want to have to clean up too much, but you know, if it gets on the other side, just either wipe it while it's still wet or wait till it dries and take just like a little bit of a damp cloth, a very little damp cloth, like little dampness, and you can just wipe it off, or even your fingers will help wipe that off. But I always make sure I have it right on the very edges, and then everything else is just, you know, pinpoints, making sure if we're doing it that way. But the other thing I like to pay attention to are these areas where it's just kind of like a large piece that's kind of hanging around, or a little dangly piece. This area I'll get in just a second. And then the rest of it I'll put on the back of my hand. Of course, this is my fine tip glue, so it's going to be a minute. But I'll come in and just make sure I get glue pretty much all over everything, okay? So I'm just going to do that until I'm happy. And I'll be right back. I'm just going to get this area. And let's just bring this over. And I didn't even try this to show it to you like what that looks like yet, but I'm just eyeballing here to here, here over here. That looks beautiful. Maybe a little bit more this way, down here. Okay, I'm just going to hold that down, and generally that means I'm going to put like a cutting plate on this and put some weight on it to hold it down, okay? But I'll be right back. Okay. Very high-tech way of keeping that flat there. Okay. And so that is that. Super gorgeous. And I'm just going to glue it onto here. I mean, you can pop it up if you want, just have a little difference from, you know, that to this. I'm going ahead and just glue it down. And again, like I had mentioned, if you get a little glue on here, like that little smudgy, you can either just kind of wipe it away and just wait for it to dry. I usually wait for it to dry because it's the easiest. If it's wet, it'll still keep spreading around everywhere. Now, I'm going to put the glue here, actually, because that's where I can see that we are exactly where we want. This could also be an easel, guys. Just the way I showed you right now what we're doing. Don't glue the whole thing. Just open this up, score it like halfway or wherever you want to score it, and then only glue this portion to the card, because then when you pop it up, it's an easel card, right? So lots of ways to play with that. Oh, let me get rid of this little guy. I'm just going to glue it right down here. But easels are really fun. It's just, you know, an added, what, 30 seconds of time and it just makes a whole other kind of striking kind of card. I'm gonna hold that down and just pop a sentiment on it, but I'll be right back. I have a sentiment for my stash. I just have like a bunch of sentiments I've made in the past, and just put some dimensionals on there. And I think right in here would be good. Trying to see how it looks the most straight. That looks pretty good. All right, guys, there it is. Just striking, super beautiful. I mean, wow. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Stamps by Me, for sending these items for review. I'll have images come up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you all. Oh, guys, you know, before I go, I do want to mention, in March at least, every Tuesday, HSN is going to have a $7.50 craft cart for crafts, and today is Tuesday, so if you would like this, some other items, whatever you throw in, it will be $7.50 at the most in shipping. So I will definitely take advantage of that, and I will leave you guys to it. So thanks for watching. I'll have the images come up. The links will be there, possibly over here, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.